All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So there's been a lot of fan speculation this offseason with the New York Jets and wide receiver Amari Cooper, right? Could this be a potential pairing? The Jets right now are sitting just over $25 million in overall cap space, so they can obviously, afford to bring him in. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. Lots of Jets fans have kind of suggested this idea, right? Add to a position of need, add depth, add a veteran, add someone who's, made it to the playoffs. Obviously, last season he was with the Buffalo Bills. And the Jets wide receiving depth chart is, it's filled with a bunch of question marks at this point in time. Maybe in a perfect world, all these guys, boom, right? Tyler Johnson has a career year. Reynolds has a career year, right? Everyone looks great, but realistically speaking, we know Garrett Wilson is going to do his thing, but outside of that, what are we going to see from Arian Smith? What are we going to see from Malachi Corley, Xavier Gibson, Reynolds? Again, does Lazard curb his drop problem, right? A lot of just question marks from top to bottom outside of Garrett. So you're taking a look at Amari Cooper, again, kind of would fit that veteran style of role. He would be what I would assume a leader in the locker room. And he would also be someone who I feel like, even though he's relatively speaking, like a younger player in the NFL, he's logged a lot of games. Like, he has so much experience because he came into the league at such a young age. But there was an article that was released, I want to say a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, linking the Jets to Amari Cooper. Basically, the article was released over on ESPN. It wasn't a Jets biased or a Jets-centric article. This was not coming from Rich Cimini or Connor Hughes or anything. It was like external, right? It was not a Jets beat reporter that suggested this idea, but basically the point of the article was linking available free agents to NFL teams. And of course, Amari Cooper, out of all the teams, got linked to the New York Jets, and he had a little description box on why he felt like it made sense. But this continues to keep on popping up over and over. I think really the big question here surrounding Amari Cooper and the Jets: would Amari choose New York? I think it's pretty obvious that Amari would help this team. Today without Amari Cooper, tomorrow with Amari Cooper, we're probably better off with him in some facet, right? Helping out the young guys, providing depth, whatever the case may be. You're not going to have to pay Amari Cooper a lot of money. But if you're Cooper, would you choose the Jets over Baltimore, over Pittsburgh, over maybe a reunion with the Dallas Cowboys? There's a lot of teams out there that could use a wide receiver, and Amari Cooper, at this stage in his career, best days are behind him. Does he want to join? Who knows? Maybe he re-signs with the Buffalo Bills. They did bring in Josh Palmer, but at this point, I'm not going to sit here and rule anything out. Maybe that could be a possibility, but, we're sitting here right now, late May. Amari Cooper's still out there. Keenan Allen is still out there. I think, just kind of common sense would tell you these guys would probably want to sign with a contender, sign with a team that is projected to win, 11, 12, 13 games this upcoming season. Maybe the Lions, right? Maybe the Vikings as a depth option. Lots of teams could use a wide receiver, especially a veteran type of wide receiver. But again, the question is, would Cooper pick the Jets? I would say, just objectively speaking, probably pretty slim, unless the Jets come in maybe with a bigger offer or a bigger role within the offense, because the depth chart is pretty thin. But yeah, I think this might be something that we have to wait a little bit for. I would not be surprised if June passes us by and Amari Cooper is maybe still out on the open market. When we get to this section of the offseason, really anything can happen. Signings can happen at any minute, nighttime, daytime, weekday, weekend. It could pop up whenever. But I do feel like teams right now, it's post-draft, post-first couple waves of free agency. I think teams really want to get into mandatory minicamp, right? Really kind of go through the roster, see if maybe an undrafted guy is proving themselves, really allow the current roster or current rosters to prove themselves, see who's making the cut, see who isn't. And then after a couple weeks, now we can adjust. Now we can see, okay, maybe someone got banged up. Maybe someone who we brought in isn't living up to expectations. Maybe this wide receiver isn't connecting with their new quarterback. Something like that. Now we have to go out and make a move for Keenan Allen or Amari Cooper. So anyway, quick little video here. Just wanted to get your thoughts on the whole Cooper Jets thing. I did find it really interesting, though, that again, Cooper wasn't linked to the Jets by a Jets beat reporter. It's like, okay, take your pick on, you know, what available free agent makes sense for the Jets. Oh, you know, Amari Cooper. No, it wasn't like that at all. It was, again, third party. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and as always, go Jets.